100 Gecs, dropping 1000 Gecs in the Tree of Clues.
What a title.
Yeah, like a remix album with some new songs added near the end, but obviously doing new versions with guests of their album 1000 Gecs from last year, 2019. And, I want to spend a little bit of time talking about the new songs because I think there's a couple of really cool remixes on here, but I wanted to also spend a little bit more time near the end because I think the new songs are interesting to talk about and a little bit more topical. All right, so let's start with the remixes. Which of these remixes or new versions of these songs really hit for you or stood out?
Yeah. 100 Gecs made my top 10 albums last year, as did their single Money Machine, which was remixed on this new album. And I think the things that people like about 100 Gecs and found refreshing and surprising and hard to comprehend at times about this duo is present once again with this remix album. And, in terms of this really abrasive, hard to classify electronic pop music, right? And a remix album, I don't know if we've ever even talked about a remix album before. It's usually not a proposition I care too much about. But 100 Gecs, due to the nature of how they make music, kind of similar, I guess, to the way Tonight has made a little bit of music. It's, you never really know what's going to happen. And then to get, Injury Reserve and Fall Out Boy and Tommy Cash and who the fuck ever
Charlie
else.
XCX,
of course, who has always kind of been in the comms in terms of the production. But like, you just kind of bring these voices in. You're like, wow, what could 100 Gecs do with that? And I think Money Machine, probably one of my. I don't really care for this. I think the original version is much better than this remix, just because we don't get like the do that's so pounding in the original song. So I don't really care for this remix with A.G. Cook. But Ringtone, I think, is a really interesting one, because the Ringtone song, Money Machine, Ringtone, and 745 Sticky are probably the more conventional, traditional song structures on 1000 Gecs, and therefore probably most lending themselves most easily to a remix. But then you get two people that really like to, bend boundaries a bit with Rico Nasty and especially Charlie XCX. I think that fits great, and it's actually better than the original Ringtone.
Totally agree. That was, like you said, Money Machine, probably the song by them I enjoyed the most. But this remix of Ringtone really stood out. Obviously, Charlie is, someone that she comes on and she immediately perks up. And same with Rico. So putting them on the track together, I want to hear more of them on tracks in the future. I really also enjoyed, for one of the new songs, it was 800 dB Cloud. The Rico Harbor remix. I thought that just was fucking excellent. Like, I just really was engaged by that song.
That one's so interesting to me too, because the original version is just like traditional dubstep, which in terms of any mainstream coverage, you do not hear a lot of dubstep these days. That's more like the bowels of Beatport right now. So yeah, that one also stood out to me just because, again, very unlike just about anything else. I really like the 745 Sticky remix with Injury Reserve. Kind of weird, right? To have like real rapping with a Gecs song, yet I don't know, like when Richie just kind of comes in and it hits hard and it kind of transitions really to just them and like minimal production. But I like that a well. And of course, Groggs just passed away from Injury Reserve, so it was nice to hear him again. Yeah, man, and like the biggest surprise to me for sure had to be Fall Out Boy. Not so much their presence on this, but just that it was actually like really good.
Yeah,
and like
it fit so well together.
Yeah, I mean, who was it? That's Pete Wentz singing, right?
Yeah,
like that. I was really surprised that sounded great.
Yeah,
right?
No,
I forget who sings
Stump
it.
is the singer.
Oh, you're right. Wentz is
Stump is the singer. Yeah, Wentz is the guitar heartthrob. But honestly, I when I heard the track, I didn't see the Fall Out Boy was the one on it, so I like perked up and I was like, "Is this?" And then I looked like Fall Out Boy, like it, just a crazy mix, but it worked out so well. Which of the new songs was your favorite or that stood out to you?
Yeah, Toothless.
Yeah,
Toothless hits.
Mhm.
And that's the thing about 100 Gecs. They don't need everything to hit. Dylan Brady, Laura Les, this eclectic duo. They don't need everything to hit. And I think by the nature of how they make music, not everything can. But when it does, it's just really fucking cool, man. So
Yeah.
Toothless is one of those new ones for me.
Yeah, Toothless was the one that definitely stood out to me too. I also thought, just pulling back up here, I also thought Small Pipe was pretty good. Like, just one of the ones I enjoyed probably the most. I gotta be honest though, like 51 minutes of Gecs. If you're not big into Gecs, can be a lot of Gecs at once.
It's so interesting too because the original album is 10 songs, 23 minutes. And
Yes.
I get this remix album that's more than twice that in length. It's
Yeah,
kind of funny.
it's a lot, but yeah, I think check this out. The remixes are cool, but the new stuff is definitely worth hearing. We added Toothless to our Nowstalgia Best of 2020, so follow that on Spotify.